Very good morning, students. I am Dr. B. Thirumal Rao. Today, our topic is types of batteries in second unit. Now, see that batteries are having many applications both in science and in our daily life. Battery is an electrochemical cell or several electrochemical cells connected in series that can be used as a source of direct electric current at constant voltage. A device which converts chemical energy to electrical energy, that is called battery. Next, what are the difference between cell and battery? Cell contains only one anode and cathode, but battery contains several anodes and cathodes. Next, what are the requirements of a battery? A useful battery should fulfill the following requirements. They are: it should be light and compact for easy transport. It should have long life both when it is being used and when it is not used. The voltage of the battery should not vary appreciable during its use. Next, how many types of batteries? Batteries are classified into three types. They are: first one, primary batteries are non-reversible batteries. Second one, secondary batteries are reversible batteries. Third one, flow batteries are fuel cells. Now see that, first of all, primary batteries. What are primary batteries? How do you identify the primary batteries? In these batteries, the electrode reactions cannot be reversed by passing an external electrical energy, so that the reactions occurs only once and after use they become dead. Therefore, they are not chargeable. That means primary batteries cannot be recharged. What are the examples of primary batteries? Zinc air battery, dry cell, mercury cell. Now we go to describe the zinc air battery. A zinc air battery is a primary battery. It is a non-rechargeable battery because of the electrode reactions cannot be reversible. It is an example of alkaline battery. Next, how to construction of zinc air battery. Before we go to construction of any battery, first to find out the what are electrodes. Next, second one, what is electrolyte. That electrodes are anode and cathode. Now in zinc air battery, for construction of zinc air battery, electrodes are zinc, porous carbon plate. Electrolyte is aqueous potassium hydroxide. After collecting these electrodes and electrolyte, go for construction of this battery. That is, zinc air battery consists of zinc act as anode and porous carbon plate acting as cathode, and electrolyte is aqueous potassium hydroxide. This is the zinc air battery. Now see that this is the zinc air battery. Anode is made with zinc plate, cathode is made with porous carbon with air. These two electrodes, between these two electrodes fill the electrolyte solution of aqueous potassium hydroxide. This is the construction of zinc air battery. The cell may be represented as zinc vertical line KOH aqueous KOH, 2 vertical line, air, carbon. Next, working process of the battery. And the zinc air battery operates, the following reactions occur. At anode, oxidation takes place. At cathode, reduction takes place. Already we know. At anode, zinc is oxidized to Zn+2 ions, which further combines with OH- ions to form zinc oxide and H2O. They are Zn is used to Zn+2 plus 2 electrons. Zn+2 plus 2 OH- is used to ZnO plus H2O. These all reactions combine to give total anodic cell reaction. That is Zn+2, both side cancellation. Finally, total reaction of at anode, Zn plus 2 OH- is used to ZnO plus H2O plus 2 electrons. This is the total reaction at the anode. Whereas at cathode, the electrons produced at the anode pass through the external wire to the cathode, where it is absorbed by oxygen and water to produce hydroxide ions. Of O2 plus 2 electrons is used to O-2 oxide ions. These oxide ions plus H2O is used to 2 OH-. Further, combining of these two reactions, we get of O2 plus H2O plus 2 electrons is used to 2 OH-. This is the reduction reaction at cathode. Total reaction at cathode. The overall cell reaction can be written as: at anode, Zn plus 2 OH- is used to ZnO plus H2O plus 2 electrons. At cathode, of O2 plus H2O plus 2 electrons is used to 2 OH-. After combination, Zn plus of O2 is used to ZnO plus energy. This is the overall reaction of zinc air battery. From the above cell reactions, it is clear that the cell functions as long as the reacting agents are in supply and directly converted into electrical energy. The EMF of zinc air battery is 1.59 volts. Zinc air batteries cannot be used in a sealed battery holder, since some air must come in. The oxygen in 1 liter of air is required for every ampere hour of capacity used. Next, what are the applications of zinc air battery? The system is well known as a primary battery, used as a power source in hearing aids, used in electronic pagers, used in military radio receivers, used in voice transmitters. These are the applications of zinc air battery. This is about the zinc air battery. Next, now come to secondary batteries. In these batteries, the electrode reactions can be reversed by passing an external electrical energy. Therefore, they can be recharged by passing electric current and used again and again. These are also called storage cells or accumulators. What are the examples of secondary batteries? Lead acid storage battery, lithium ion battery. Now see that lead acid storage cell. A lead acid cell is a secondary battery, and it is also called as storage cell or accumulator or rechargeable battery. This is one of the important for 10 marks. Next, how to construction of lead acid battery. Like zinc air battery. In this battery is also first to requirement of electrodes and electrolyte is collected. After collect the electrodes and electrolyte, go for construction. So a lead acid storage battery consists of a number of voltaic cells connected in series to get 6 to 12 volts battery. In each cell, the anode is made of lead, the cathode is made of lead oxide. A number of lead plates are connected in parallel and a number of lead oxide plates are also connected in parallel. Various plates are separated from the adjacent ores by insulators like rubber or glass fiber. Later, the entire combinations are immersed in the dilute H2SO4 having a density of 1.30 grams per ml. That means before construction of lead acid battery, for to requirement of electrodes and electrodes are lead plates, lead dioxide plates, and electrolyte solution is a constant dilute sulfuric acid. Now see that this is the lead acid storage battery. These are white. These are the lead plates. Lead plates are act as a anode. Lead dioxide plates are act as a cathode. These are parallelly connected the cathode and anode. These are all immersed into the electrolyte solution of aqueous sulfuric acid. This is the construction of lead acid battery. The cell may be represented as lead Pb vertical line PbSO4, two vertical lines H2SO4, vertical line PbO2, vertical line Pb. Working process of this battery. When the lead acid storage battery operates, the following reactions occur. At anode, lead is oxidized to lead ions, which further combines with sulfate ions, forms insoluble lead sulfate. Pb is gives to Pb plus 2 plus 2 electrons. These Pb plus 2 electrons plus SO4 minus 2 is gives to PbSO4. That means at anode oxidation takes place. Pb oxidation takes place to produce Pb plus 2 ions plus 2 electrons. Further, these lead ions combine with sulfate ions from the electrolyte solution. That is provide the lead sulfate. Total anodic cell reaction can be written as Pb plus 2 is cancelled. Totally Pb plus SO4 minus 2 is gives to PbSO4 plus 2 electrons. This is the total anodic cell reaction at anode. Similarly, at cathode what happened? Lead dioxide is reduced to Pb plus 2 ions, which further combines with sulfate ions, forms insoluble lead sulfate. That is PbO2 is gives to Pb plus 4 plus 2O minus 2. This is Pb plus 4 is unstable. Pb plus 4 is further reduction takes place. Pb plus 4 is reduced to Pb plus 2 ions. These Pb plus 2 plus SO4 minus 2 ions from the electrolyte, it is converted to lead sulfate. Oxide ions combined with H plus ions from the electrolyte converted to H2O. Total reaction can be written as PbO2 plus 4H plus SO4 minus 2 plus 2 electrons is used to PbSO4 plus 2H2O. This is the total cathodic reaction at cathode. Total cell reaction at cathode. This is anodic cell reaction. This is the cathodic cell reaction. Next, the overall cell reaction can be written as from anode and cathode. The sum of anodic reaction and cathodic reaction, we get Pb plus PbO2 plus 2H2SO4 is used to 2PbSO4 plus 2H2O plus energy. This is the overall cell reaction of the lead acid battery. Next, from the above cell reaction, it is clear that lead sulfate is precipitated at both the electrodes and H2SO4 is used up. As a result, the concentration of H2SO4 decreases and hence the density of H2SO4 falls below 1.30 grams per ml. So the battery need for recharging. Next, how to recharging the lead acid battery. The cell can be charged by passing electric current in the opposite direction. The electrode reactions get reversed. As a result, lead is deposited on anode and lead dioxide on the cathode. The density of H2SO4 is also increases. Thus, the net cell reaction during charging is 2PbSO4 plus 2H2O plus energy is reversible reaction Pb plus PbO2 plus 2H2SO4. That is charging this reaction, forward reaction, after discharging backward reaction. This is the recharging the battery. Next, the EMF of lead acid cell above 2.0 volts. Next, what are the uses of lead acid battery? This cell is used to supply current mainly in automobiles such as cars, buses and tractors. It is also used in gas engine, ignition, telephone exchanges, hospitals, power stations. My dear students, this is about the lead acid battery. First, how to construction of lead acid battery. Next, how to working of the lead acid battery. Next, how to recharging the battery. Next, what are the applications of lead acid battery. This is about the lead acid battery. Next, second one, lithium ion battery. This is very important of the battery because of nowadays one of the Nobel Prize to get Nobel Prize on the lithium ion battery. So this is one of the important battery on research orientation. In nowadays, lithium ion battery is a solid state battery because instead of liquid or paste electrolyte, solid electrolyte is used. How to construction of lithium ion battery? The lithium ion battery consists of a lithium cobalt oxide act as anode and graphite act as cathode. A solid electrolyte polymer is packed in between the electrodes. The electrolyte permits the passage of ions but not that of electrons. This is the lithium plates. These are the cathode. This is the anode. Between the electrodes fill the electrolyte of the polymer. These are two electrodes connected through a wire. This is the construction of lithium ion battery. Next, working process of the lithium-ion battery. When the anode is connected to cathode, lithium cobalt oxide is oxidized and produce lithium ions which move from anode to cathode. The cathode is a material capable of receiving the lithium ions and electrons. At anode, lithium cobalt oxide is used to Li(x-1) COO2 plus XLi plus Xe minus. At cathode, graphite plus XLi plus Xe minus is used to XLi graphite. The total reaction is LiCOO2 plus graphite is used to XLi graphite plus Li(x-1) COO2 plus energy. This is the overall cell reaction of the lithium-ion battery. Next, how to recharging the lithium-ion battery. The lithium-ion battery can be recharged by supplying an external current which drives the lithium ions back to anode. The net cell reaction during charging is XLi graphite plus Li(x-1) COO2 plus energy is reducible reaction LiCOO2 plus graphite. This is the charging and discharging the reaction. The EMF of lithium ion cell is 3 volts. Next, what are the advantages of lithium ion battery? It is future cell while its cell voltage is high, that is 3.0 volts. Second, lithium is a lightweight metal. Only 7 grams material is required to produce 1 mole of electrons. Lithium has the most negative electrode potential value, so it generates a higher voltage than the other types of cells. All the constituents of the battery are solids, so there is no risk of leakage from battery. Fifth one, this battery can be made in a variety of sizes and shapes. Because of this is the solid state battery. These are all advantages of the lithium ion battery. Next, third category, fuel cells. What are fuel cells? A fuel cell is an electrochemical cell which converts the chemical energy into electrical energy by the oxidation of fuel without combustion. In these cells, the reactions, products and electrolytes continuously pass through the cell. Fuel plus oxygen is used to oxidation products plus electricity. A fuel cell is always represented as follows: fuel, vertical line anode, vertical line electrolyte, vertical line cathode, vertical line oxidant. This is the fuel cell representation in this way. What are the examples of fuel cells? Hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, methanol oxygen fuel cell. First of all, hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. How to construction of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell? So, this cell was developed by Sir William Grove by using platinum electrodes. Hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is the simplest cell and compared to other cells. This is the most successful fuel cell and compared to other fuel cells, in which the fuel, hydrogen and the oxidizer, oxygen and the liquid electrolyte are continuously passed through the cell. That means for construction of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, any fuel cell, first to collect the oxidant and fuel and electrolyte. In hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, fuel is a hydrogen, oxidizer is a oxygen and electrolyte is a liquid electrolyte, that is aqueous potassium hydroxide. So, how to construction by using fuel, oxidizer and electrolyte? The cell consists of two inert porous carbon electrodes with platinum or palladium coated act as an anode and silver coated act as a cathode. In between them 25% potassium hydroxide electrolyte is filled. Now the two electrodes are connected through the voltmeter. This is the construction of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. These are inert porous carbon electrodes. These electrodes act as a anode and cathode. One of the electrode as a higher electrode potential of the metal with coating, another metal has a lower electrode potential of the metal coating of this electrode. So this is the anode and this is cathode. Between these two electrodes fill the electrolyte is a potassium hydroxide. This is the, in this way inlet the hydrogen fuel, in this way inlet the oxygen fuel. Finally to connected through a voltmeter. Electrodes connected through a voltmeter. This is the construction of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Next, working process of the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. The fuel hydrogen is passed through the anodic compartment where it is oxidized. The oxidized oxygen is passed through the cathode compartment where it is reduced. Then the following chemical reactions occur. At anode, hydrogen molecules are oxidized at the anode with the liberation of electrons which are combined with hydroxide ions to form water. That is H2 is gives to 2H plus 2 electrons. 2H plus 2OH minus is used to 2H2O. Total cell reaction at anode, H2 plus 2OH minus is used to 2H2O plus 2 electrons. This is the total cell reaction at the anode. Whereas at cathode, the electrons produced at the anode pass through the external wire to the cathode where it is absorbed by oxygen and water to produce hydroxide ions. Of O2 plus 2 electrons is used to O minus 2. That oxide ions plus H2O is used to 2OH minus. The total cathodic cell reaction, the total cell reaction at cathode of O2 plus H2O plus 2 electrons is used to 2OH minus. Next, the overall cell reaction can be written as from the anode and cathode. So, the combination of anodic cell reaction and cathodic cell reaction can be written as H2 plus of O2 is used to H2O plus energy. This is the overall cell reaction of the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. From the above cell reactions, it is clear that the cell functions as long as the reacting gases are in supply. The heat of combustion is directly converted into electrical energy. The standard EMF of hydrogen oxygen cell 0.8 to 1.0 volts. What are the applications of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell? Hydrogen oxygen fuel cells are used as auxiliary energy source in space vehicles, submarines and military vehicles. Second one, in case of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, the product of water is proved to be a valuable source of fresh water by the astronauts. This is about the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell construction, working process of the battery and applications of the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Next, second one, methanol oxygen fuel cell. Methanol oxygen fuel cell is an important fuel cell. It is a subcategory of proton exchange fuel cell. This fuel cell is based on the oxidation of methanol to form CO2. How to construction of methanol oxygen fuel cell? In this cell, fuel is a methanol, oxidizer is a oxygen and electrolyte is a proton exchange membrane or potassium hydroxide. The cell consists of two inert porous nickel electrodes with platinum coated act as anode and silver coated act as cathode. In between them 25% KOH or proton exchange membrane electrolyte is filled. Now the two electrodes are connected through the voltmeter. This is the construction of methanol oxygen fuel cell. These are the two inert nickel porous electrodes. One is anode, another one is cathode. Between these two electrodes, fill the electrolyte solution of potassium hydroxide or proton exchange membrane. In this way, inlet the methyl alcohol happen. In this way, oxygen, porous nickel plate coated with platinum black, porous nickel plate coated with silver catalyst. This is the construction of methanol oxygen fuel cell. Next, working process of the battery. The fuel methanol is passed through the anode compartment where it is oxidized. The oxidized oxygen is passed through the cathode compartment where it is reduced. Methanol and water are absorbed on platinum catalyst and loss of protons and electrons until carbon dioxide is formed. These protons are transferred across through the membrane and also electrons pass through the external wire to cathode. They undergo reduction to form water. Thus the following chemical reactions are involved. At anode, CH3OH plus 6OH minus is gives to CO2 plus 5H2O plus 6 electrons. At cathode, 3/2O2 plus 3H2O plus 6 electrons is gives to 6OH minus reduction. Next, overall cell reaction or net cell reaction is CH3OH plus 3/2O2 is gives to CO2 plus 2H2O. This is the overall cell reaction of the methanol oxygen fuel cell. From the above cell reactions, it is observed that for the formation of the final product, carbon dioxide reaction of one molecule of methanol, 3/2O2 molecules of water will be reduced to H2O molecules. Then heat of combustion is directly converted into electrical energy. The standard EMF of methanol oxygen fuel cell is 1.21 volts. Note, in case of proton exchange membrane electrolyte is used in methanol oxygen fuel cell, all electrode reactions can following chemical reactions are involved in this fuel cell. This is the anodic cell reaction, this is the cathodic cell reaction, this is the overall cell reaction. Next, what are the limitations of the methanol oxygen fuel cell? During the methanol oxidation reaction, COD is formed, which is strongly absorbed on platinum catalyst, reducing the surface area and lowering the performance. Methanol is toxic and flammable, hence care has to be taken. Limited in the power they produce. The efficiency of current is low due to the high fermentation of methanol through membrane material used, which is known as methanol crossover. Next, what are the advantages and disadvantages of fuel cell? First of all, advantages of fuel cell. Fuel cells are efficient, 75% efficient, and take less time for operation. It is pollution free technique. It produces electric current directly from the reaction of a fuel and oxidizer. It produces drinking water. What are the disadvantages of fuel cells? Fuel cells cannot store electrical energy as other cells do. Electrodes are expensive and short-lived. Storage and handling of hydrogen gas is dangerous. Note, when a large number of fuel cells are connected in series, it forms flow battery. This is about the types of batteries. Thank you, students. If you have any doubt, contact this number.